Good morning, everyone. We are waiting for few more participants to join the webinar, so please stay online and we'll start shortly. Good morning once again, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. We are just waiting for a few more participants to join the webinar. We'll start shortly. All right, stay online. All right, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar entitled Shape Your Entrepreneurial Future, a guide to starting and succeeding in business. So, today we are excited to have you join us for this insightful session on shaping our entrepreneurial future. Whether you're just starting your business journey or looking to refine your existing strategies, this webinar is designed to provide you with the invaluable guidance and expertise. We are honored to have with us today Nitika, a seasoned educator and expert in business, design, and branding. Nitika brings over a decade of experience in teaching and curriculum development at the university level, coupled with a wealth of knowledge in the areas of entrepreneurship, with a bachelor's degree in commerce, a postgraduate degree, a diploma in fashion design from India, and a master's in luxury business from Italy. She uniquely blends business acumen with creative design solutions. Currently, she is pursuing her PhD at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. So Nitika specializes in design and branding principles within the context of entrepreneurship, making her an invaluable resource for anyone looking to understand the intersection of business and creativity. So today, she will share insights on how to start and scale your business while navigating the dynamic landscape of entrepreneurship, from crafting a compelling brand to implementing effective business strategies. This session will help you equip with practical tools to take your entrepreneurial aspirations to the next level. So, without further ado, let's welcome Nitika to guide us through this exciting journey. Nitika, please.
Thank you, Renu. Thank you so much for that introduction. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this webinar where I'm going to talk about the journey to start as an entrepreneur and what to do and what not to do, the pitfalls to avoid, and some quick tips, hopefully, that will help you take a leap of faith in you. So, my purpose here today is to guide you in taking that first step, which is the most difficult step towards your dream or that secret wish you've had for a while to start your own business. So agenda for today is we'll talk about entrepreneurship. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? The challenges and of course the perks of it, and the steps to start a business. We'll have a case study and just quick tips that you can take away from today. So stay with me. This is one of my favorite quotes that the best way to predict the future is to create it. Well, but simply for me, it means that you may have a dream that you will be probably doing a job until you retire, or you secretly wish that you want to live a much more free life, which is financially free. You don't report to anyone. So the only way to do that is that you take a step and that you create that life. So that's where I start from and I get inspired by every day. Um, Entrepreneurship literally, of course, is being a business owner, and different people assign different meanings to it. But essentially, it is that gap between having the idea and actually having a business. How many times have you had an idea? Sorry, how many times have you had an idea, but you really didn't do anything about it? Maybe during brainstorming, just discussions, you think that this could be life changing. But from there to being an entrepreneur is that leap of faith that you take by having faith in your own abilities. Okay, there could be various types of businesses that you can start with depending on the resources that you have. It could be a small business of a handmade jewelry if you're good at that, cosmetics. It could be just a simple service that you offer to somebody. It could be a freelance work of being a fitness trainer, a yoga trainer, or any sort of service that you think you have the skill to offer. One of the top skills recently have been to offer graphic design services, copywriting services, editing services, and so on. And of course, then there are social enterprises where you can make money while making a change in the society as well. So there's different types of businesses, only depending on what your inclination is. Well, these are some of the names that we all have heard of. We all get inspired by Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey. But the common traits that we see in all these people are things such as vision, resilience, adaptability, innovation, and leadership. Now, vision is something that binds all entrepreneurs together. Without a vision, there is no direction that you are heading to. Okay, whether it's a vision of changing the world of technology, whether it's a vision of bringing electric cars which are more sustainable, more environment friendly, or whether it's a vision of just making the world a better place by helping people out, bringing the best out of them. That's what some of these entrepreneurs that we see on the screen have done. Traits of resilience is an imperative when we talk about being an entrepreneur, because there'll be various challenges that you'll be facing on a daily basis, and not getting bogged down by those challenges, being resilient in the difficult times, is something that defines your character, and also of course makes you a much tougher person than you were. Adaptability is extremely important as a mindset, and it's not a personality trait, it's more of a mindset. You may think that you are a certain person who's good at being creative, or who's good at being in finance, or who's good at sales only, but being an entrepreneur means you have to do all of these things. Maybe you have one skill, but you adapt every day to gain more skills. So having that flexibility, open-minded approach is absolutely important. And of course, innovation that naturally comes. And by innovation, we don't only mean innovation in technology, or it has to be a groundbreaking product. Innovation is simply coming up with an out of the box idea to solve a problem that you're facing every day. It may be a problem with your team, it may be a problem with how to please your customer, it may be a problem that you didn't anticipate, but you have to solve it in order to survive. So I believe that there is a lot of survival instinct that also kicks in when you are an entrepreneur, because you have to keep going, because you have to. It's a dream that you envisioned. It's your vision that you have to fulfill, and you have people relying on you, your team, whose salaries you have to pay. So shutting down sometimes is not an option. So that keeps you going. And that naturally develops within you a sense of leadership. So there are various skills that you polish as an entrepreneur, and even if you run your business for a short while, which is absolutely fine, you decide to do work for another company, it's absolutely fine. But the skills that you gain, it's these and many more. Personally, the skills that you gain go a long way in defining you as a professional. A lot of companies value these experiences of having run your own business. I have personally run three businesses, currently running one, and learning from each business has made me a better professional to execute the other business. Okay, definitely there are perks, there are benefits, but challenges that come with every business. The biggest benefit is that you're independent. There is no boss that you're answering to. Um, of course, there is financial upside of it, because you can take it as far as you can with your skill set. The upside is huge. And there is a great feeling, a satisfaction when you are creating employment opportunities for other people, when you are able to hire other people and pay salaries. There is a certain sense of responsibility that comes along with it. So that's a good benefit. And it gives you more and more opportunities to make an impact on society, on environment, of just to help people. Okay. So those are just some of the benefits of being an entrepreneur. But it comes with its own challenges, its risk. There are various types of risks that you face in business: financial risks, personal risk, technology risk. Being an entrepreneur means living every day with uncertainty. Okay, you do not get the luxury of having a fixed paycheck at the end of the month. So it comes with its uncertainties, and maybe financial hurdles, funding hurdles at the end of it. You might feel bogged down by the fact that there is already existing competition who's doing as good as you, who's probably beating you to some extent. But having said that, all these challenges, or at least most of these challenges, can be overcome if you just plan well. Okay, keep the benefits in mind and take calculated risk. That is the key to a successful business. Okay, avoid jumping into a business straight away because an idea excites you. Okay, think, do your research, weigh the pros and cons. Okay, what benefit you have of getting into a business at this point vis-a-vis if you wait 6 months, do your research, maybe talk to more people, get more inputs, more ideas, maybe and most likely your idea will evolve into a much more profitable one and more solid one. Okay, so calculate your risk before you put everything at stake and start a business. So weigh your pros and cons well. So, moving on to steps to start a business. This is a snapshot of the overall steps. Of course, every step matters a lot, right from the idea that you have to scaling the business. Every step has its own benefits, every step has its own challenges. But, like I said, whenever you face a challenge, remember one thing: is it something that I cannot get over by planning well? Okay, every time you face a challenge, just do this. Just take a step back, just reevaluate your situation and see where you stand and which direction you want to take. Most of the time, taking a step back and reevaluating your situation will help you redefine the course of your business. Okay, so idea generation, market research, planning, funding, brand building, and then scaling. These are the generic steps. We'll talk about each one of them now. So first off is, of course, having an idea naturally, but how do you have an idea? Okay, there are only two ways you can have an idea. One is you suddenly had an epiphany that, okay, this is something somebody should be doing because nobody else is doing it, but there is a need of this in the market. Second is that you talk to a lot of people, you're really keen into starting a business, so you do your research, you talk to people, you say what needs are not being fulfilled or what is something that people are not satisfied with, happy with, what is a problem that is not solved yet and how you can solve it better. There will be tens of hundreds of problems that you can see in the world around you, but find the one that you have the capability to solve by some sort of innovation, some sort of creativity, something that nobody else has thought of yet, or maybe not done it yet. Maybe somebody else has thought of but not done it yet. So generate your idea. If you're feeling out of ideas, use various brainstorming tools. Just sit down with your friends, talk about it. And when I say sit down with your friends or family, talk about stuff, don't just get very serious about it. Have fun. The more fun you have, the more creativity flows, and there is a better chance that you'll have a out of the box idea. Take feedback seriously, study the market, study the trends. Okay, so once you have your idea, validate it. The second step, which a lot of people skip unfortunately, is that they don't validate their idea. So once you define your idea, validate it. Now how do you validate your idea? You conduct a proper research. Now it's a time taking and painstaking process, but if you skip this, you're already at the risk of losing the money that you're going to invest. Okay, so do your research. There are various ways to do research. Of course, you can send out questionnaires. You can personally interview people. Okay, that works really well. Spend time, interview as many people as you can personally. Each interview should last at least about 30 to 45 minutes. Be in their space, be in the space of your target customer, interview them, just talk to them. Instead of asking people, what would you like in my new business? Instead of asking people to give you ideas, that's not the right way to go about interviewing. Just understand and observe and see, identify their pain points. Okay, the better you are at identifying the pain points of people, the more empathetic you are, the more smart you are about it, the more you're getting closer to having an idea that works. Okay, so validate your idea very well by understanding needs of the customer, preferences of the customer, and not just customer, also competitor. What is your competitor doing well that is working for them? And then how is it that you can beat the competition while creating a niche for yourself that is sustainable for a long term? Okay, because the niche, if the niche is too obvious, then maybe the competition brand is already working on it, or it will not probably take them a long time to replicate it. So the niche should be such that helps you sustain business for a long term. It's not something that somebody can copy easily. It could be, for instance, a patent technology that you have developed, or it could be simply, just very simply, the way you treat your customers. You know, that is something that nobody can copy, because the way you deal with your customers, treat them, make them feel special, you follow up with them, the way your loyal customers come back to you, and what additional services or personalization that you offer to them, that is something nobody else can copy. Okay, so bring in your personal touch. Right, so there comes your idea, the validation of your idea, and the next and a very crucial stage is business planning. Now, this is kind of a make or break stage. 50% of work is done when you have your idea, you validated your idea. Now, the remaining of it is planning and its execution. Okay, a big chunk of it is planning. Planning starts from everything. Where will your business be located? What will your marketing strategy be? What is a vision? What is your technology, infrastructure? Everything comes a part of business planning. A precursor to business planning is creating a proof of concept, or also called a minimum viable product. For instance, you've created a new technology, a new product which you think is better than your competition. Now, make that product, test it in the market, test it with a few people. For instance, when Uber started their business, and they made that app, they tested it with 3 limousines. Okay, they started it, they gave them the app. It was called Uber Cab when they started it. So they tested it, it worked fine, and then it wasn't exactly what Uber is now, but it was a little bit different. Anywho, after making the minimum viable product, they tested it, they made the changes based on the feedback, and then came the Uber with the changes, the app that we see today. Okay, so proof of concept or minimum viable product. Once you have that out of the way, you move on to other fine tuning, how much money you're going to need, create that startup plan of what will be your operational expenses, your daily, monthly expenses, and so on. So create plan for every department, every part of the business, from marketing to human resource to finance, accounts, everything. Okay. Make your projections. This is also the time when, if you know that you need X amount of money, let's say you need $100,000, okay, by how many years or months you think you'll be able to recover or break even. So have all these numbers, these ratios ready, your financial projection before you start, before you even start your business. Okay, you need a financial projection. That means that how much money do you think you'll be making at the end of every month, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. Typically, you make a 3 to 5 year plan before you approach any investor to get the funding. Okay. Now, I understand it could be quite overwhelming to create a very thorough and attractive business plan that you need to present to an investor. But the good news is there are various templates that are available online these days. HubSpot offers some, Score, and so on. Choose a template, don't make it very complicated, just keep it simple. But remember that when you're making a pitch, a business plan to your investor, your story, your inspiration should shine through. That's the beginning of your pitch. But as you move on from your story, it's only the numbers that are going to speak for you. Okay, but the the pitfall that happens here is people get very ambitious with the numbers. You know, they sometimes give very high numbers which do not seem realistic. So what happens is investors feel that maybe this person has not really done his or her homework very well. So do your homework very well, make your realistic financial projections, identify how much equity or debt you want to have, and so on. Okay, so if you have done a very good market research, there is a good chance that your planning will be almost foolproof. So moving forward, yeah. Now, with a good template, with a good story, with some solid numbers, you got your pitch or your business plan ready. Now comes the stage of how to get that $100,000 that is going to fulfill your dream of having your own business. Okay, so what are your options? Your options start with personal savings, investors, asking friends and family, bank loan, or crowdfunding, or a combination of all these. Well, typically, an investor trusts a business, or even a bank trusts a business if you have been able to run the business for a short while with some personal saving or friends and family. Okay, so start small, take your minimum viable product to testing with your personal savings or a small, loan from your friends and family, and then it's easier. It's better to go to an investor to ask for a bigger money or a loan. Now, when you move to funding, keep in mind that your funding shouldn't be very debt heavy so that you're not paying a lot of interest every month. At the same time, you shouldn't be giving a lot of equity away also right in the beginning to any investor. So be careful of balancing your debt and equity and how much of personal money you're investing. Okay, but don't worry if you think that you have no personal saving at the moment. That shouldn't deter you from starting your business. If your idea is very good, okay, you have been able to somehow test your product, maybe your friends get together, you source your money, freelance, do something else to save up to make the minimum viable product, and then it's much easier to get the funding. Okay, so don't let your lack of personal savings hold you back. Just keep on the lookout for a good idea that solves a need gap, and there is a very high chance that you will find somebody to invest in that product. Okay, yeah. Some of the other options that we have are crowdfunding. Well, crowdfunding for startup could be very useful. Crowdfunding could be of different types. It could be, again, debt based, in which you have to pay back people. It could be equity based, a little bit lesser used from what I see, but a very potential idea also to fund. So in case if you are not finding one particular investor to invest a heavy amount in your business, there are various platforms online that you can use to crowdfund your idea. Okay. Now, brand building. I have one reference picture here to show what a brand looks like, but this is merely to show what a visual identity of a brand looks like, from its logo to color choice, font choices. But these seemingly small things, they speak a lot about what your brand stands for. And it is the same branding that's going to go on your website, your merchandise, your packaging. In fact, um, what your font is, what your colors are, you kind of have to speak the same language. Your brand has a certain value system that leads to creation of your brand identity. And why that is important? Because your brand identity is going to directly speak with your target audience on your behalf. That's what it's going to do to you. Okay, so if you are not good with graphics and colors and fonts, understand it, study it, research it. That's something you're going to have to do. Research on what are the different font types. Once you understand your target audience, okay, from your market research, create a persona of your target audience. Again, a quick search will give you various templates for creating a persona. From the interviews that you have conducted, use that data to see What are the common pain points of your target audience? What is an average age group, location, what are the hobbies, where does your target audience go to hang around, where do they shop, what kind of coffee do they drink, where do they drink coffee. For instance, if it's, let's say, a cafe, how much are they ready to pay for a coffee, and what more are they looking for. Okay, now again, this is not something that you can just directly ask the customer, what more do you want. Okay, you may get an answer, you may not get an answer, but if you learn to read between the lines, you will find out that, maybe customers are looking for just novelty, just something new, a new fancy place to hang around, so you can work on your decor and so on. So once you've created a persona, that will drive your brand identity. Okay, you could use serif fonts, you could use serif fonts, earthy colors or bright colors, depending on who your target client is. If usually we see that brands that are very interested in sustainability or that represent sustainability, they use earthy colors, brown, beige, and so on. Brands that want to build trust with customers, they often use colors such as blue and white. Okay. Kids brands, we see that they use more vibrant colors or even pastel colors, but a lot of colors. Okay. So think of your target audience. And then of course your logo, tagline. Okay. But at the same time, don't get too bogged down by just creation of logo and stuff. Okay. These are the things that also evolve over time. These are the things that you can also change, as your brand evolves. Okay, so spend a considerate time on creating your brand identity and your marketing collaterals. What kind of marketing products do you want to create? At every touch point, your brand identity is going to speak for you. Okay, whether it's your Insta page, it's your TikTok, it's your website, LinkedIn, and also be careful about what kind of social media platforms do you want to use and why, depending on the location. Okay, for instance, if you want to particularly build a business in UAE, look at what kind of platforms and what kind of content is more popular. Okay, so all this is going to be a part of your brand building. What kind of marketing works, what kind of PR, who are the influencers here, and so on. Are you looking at global influencers? Are you looking at very region based influencer of a certain age? And also, there is no one influencer who will probably speak to the whole of your target market. You'll have to use multiple influencers for different aspects or interest of your target audience. Okay, right. Once your business is in place, once your planning is done, once you have secured your funding, you're executing it. And by funding, I mean your initial funding is done, but now you think it's doing well. Customers like you, they're coming back. So you have a good number of loyal customers. You're also gaining a lot of new customers. Now it's time to scale up. Okay. Remember that business can never be at the same level and shouldn't be at the same level for a long time. Consistently, every year, you must scale even a little bit, even by, less than 10%, but you must scale every year. Okay, keep that in mind, because if you're not scaling, you're only falling behind. So remember that. All right. And that also means your operations must be very efficient. Your operations must be sustainable. Okay, you're maintaining that quality. One of the common mistakes that I've seen a lot of brands do is that the moment they start to scale, okay, they got an investor who's ready to invest millions of dollars into their company now, and you're going to scale, you suddenly just see the quality going down. Okay, that's a pitfall. Don't do that. I've seen many brands do that, and then the scaling doesn't really help. Okay, it's counterproductive. So have your key performance indicator, have your KPIs. Okay, and one of the KPIs should always be quality. And in fact, quality should always go up, not go down, just in the name of cost saving. Okay, instead of letting numbers take over your business, you need to maybe stop at some point that if we go beyond this number, we need to compromise on quality. So grow slowly and sustainably. Many traditional businesses that you hear about now have grown sustainably. Okay, but we have also seen many businesses just taking big jumps, scaling suddenly, and then eventually they had to come down to balance out. Okay, so identify your key performance indicators, write them down, have regular meetings, have monthly, quarterly meetings to ensure that you're always meeting these KPIs. Okay. Another thing that a lot of startup businesses do or entrepreneurs do is the moment profits start coming in, you start to travel around, spend them on luxuries. No, don't do that. Unless you have a sustainable business model, it takes a few years to get there. Until that point, reinvest your profits. Okay, reinvest the profits that you're getting into team building, building a better marketing, building a better product, or just adding a new product line. Your target audience, your clients, your customers should not get bored of just seeing the same product, same packaging. The the attention span these days is very small, okay, when it comes to marketing, so you have to be constantly engaging them. And the competition is huge. The variety that people have, the options that people have is humongous. So reinvest your profits to constantly innovate, okay, and always work on strengthening your team. Try to avoid conflicts and don't take your team for granted. Especially, you will see that a lot of startups that have gone very far, you'll see that some of their, if not all, some of their founding members are still there. Okay, so that team building early on is very, very important. So try to work out whatever differences you have, and if it's a partnership business, then be sure that you have something in common with your partner. You get along. Choose your partner wisely, so that within at least 2 to 3 years you're not parting ways. Okay. So that's about it. From having the idea to researching it to planning it, executing it, and scaling it. These are the steps to start your business. Okay. Okay, I have a small video to play here. Let's see if that works.
Want to watch a story? It's a good one. When Netflix arrived 25 years ago, the net looked a lot like this. And the flicks looked a lot like that. And then, hey, Netflix shows up.
Go to Netflix.com. Make a list of the movies you want to see. It's easy.
Suddenly, millions of DVDs are flying through the mail. I never returned this one. That's on me. But at a certain point, DVDs just couldn't keep up. Luckily, by that time, the internet could. Streaming was born, and binge became the new way we watch stuff. And it gave everyone something to talk about.
They about to go crazy in this prison, man.
Because they'd never seen a show with a cast like this, or like them, or been able to watch in any language they want.
Los amigos no mienten. 彼氏は嘘つくの。
Sie weiß, dass ich lüge.
Soon enough, this group of friends had a huge following. People were trying new foods, embracing new role models. Some were inspired to walk around blindfolded, which honestly was very frightening. Please don't do that again. And suddenly, everyone is playing chess, even though most just wanted to,
Netflix and chill. What is it?
Because, crazy things happen when the world watches stuff together. So how did Netflix get here in 25 years? From DVDs in the mail to entertaining the entire world. It's thanks to you, the fans, who found something unexpected to love and turned it into something incredible. But that's the thing about Netflix. You never really know what's next.
Right. So a great success story, Netflix is from a company that emails DVDs for business. Sorry, I'll just move on from here. Okay. Let me just, right. So from a company that emails DVDs for survival to being the Netflix that it is today, it was decisions at every step to move further. Okay. And I'm sure that Netflix wasn't the only company to email DVDs. Back then, there were hundreds of companies doing that across the world, okay? But there's only one Netflix that we know as of now. And it's because they decided to move forward. They decided to adapt with time. They decided to accept internet. Okay, they didn't just shut down. They innovated. Okay, they persevered. So you might think that they got lucky or they found a good idea. No, it comes from the perseverance of the entrepreneur, of the business owner. Okay, so if you have a business, and again, when they started the business, I'm sure they didn't envision what Netflix is today. Okay, so vision could also adapt. So just stay updated of what the trends are. Okay, and you don't want to be surprised when suddenly something changes. So you need to keep reading a lot. That's one skill that you really, really need to develop. Okay. Reading or listening to podcasts, just staying updated with what the next 5 year looks like. I think that if you can develop that, that will really, really help you. No matter where you are, which part of the world you are, just keep abreast of what's not only happening in your own region, but at a global level, especially in terms of technology. Okay, whether you have a product, whether you have a service, whatever business that you are doing, and nobody is unaffected by the use of technology, AI tools. Use them to your advantage and see which way the world is heading and adapt with it. Right. So just a quick few tips for ensuring success despite of you following every step. Okay, you may be doing everything right, but just remember these things. You need to really, really build your skill set. Learn how to do research. Okay, learn how to get information. Learn how to acquire a new skill. Okay, expand your knowledge base. Maybe you're an engineer, maybe you're trained in something else, but you want to do your business now. So you got to learn how to run a business. Okay, enroll in business courses, entrepreneurship courses, maybe short-term courses, depending on how much your time allows. But get it done. Okay, if you don't have time during the day, if you're doing a job now, you're doing a side business, you want to make it full time, maybe do it online, but be disciplined. Find time. Okay, find time to expand your knowledge and skills. And a very underrated skill, build your network. Okay, find a mentor. I can't stress enough how important networking is, not just to get benefit of somebody, but you just learn something new. And in fact, part of your research of developing the idea of your business should be networking, because it's through networking in the right segment of people. Imagine you're networking with a lot of business owners, you're going to conferences, you're meeting a lot of people, you're just discussing your idea. They may give you a great insight that you didn't think of. Remember, you only know what you know. Okay, you don't know what you don't know. So meet other people, benefit from their expertise. Just a few minutes with an expert in business who has a lot of experience. And so if you discuss your ideas with such people, you could get a lot of insights. And if possible, find a mentor who will be able to, or who's ready to guide you. Yes, leverage technology, digital platforms. Luckily, we are in an age now where you don't need a big team to look like you have a big business. Okay, you just need to identify the right tools. You can get videos made for yourself. You can do your online marketing. You don't really need too many people. You just need a small team, one or two people who know how to use these tools. That's all. And you can come across as a much bigger business than you actually might be. Okay, use chatbots on your website and so on. There are various tools to do that. So use it. We are living in great times right now. And lastly, of course, there are going to be failures. That's inevitable in business. At some point, there will be some or the other failure, because again, everybody has a limit of understanding and knowledge. But use that failure. Maybe think of that failure as, I learned something new, that this doesn't work. Use that as an opportunity. Always have a positive mindset. If you have a problem identifying mindset, don't be an entrepreneur, because you need a problem solving mindset to go through every day of being an entrepreneur. Okay, and keep in mind that you really need to avoid having too much debt on yourself. If you're running out of cash, you're out of business. Remember that you may have a great product, and I've seen some great products getting off the shelves simply because they couldn't, communicate with the market. They didn't manage their cash flows very well. Without cash flow, you cannot function. Okay. Yes, so have a good team, communicate with each other more, identify problems before they arise, and just be sensible, just be smart about things. Okay, be conscious about things. Don't get too carried away with your success or your failure. Okay, keep a level head, and it'll all be fine. Remember, it's not rocket science. It's just a lot of common sense and learning and a passion. Certainly you need to have that passion because there's going to be a lot of uncertainty in business. Okay, so that's that. And yeah, just for a quick summary, this is what we talked about. um, the requirements of being a successful entrepreneur. Okay, learn from your challenges, but stay committed to the vision that you had before you started. Okay, so take your first step towards entrepreneurship, have faith in yourself, and take a leap of faith. Thank you. If there are any questions, then I'm happy to take. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
All right. Thank you for that wonderful and informative session, Nitika. All right. So, to everyone, wherever you're watching right now, whether you're watching in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or to the direct webinar link, you can chat or you can post your questions in the chat box, and we will try to address your questions as well. All right, a few of you that are in the social media page probably would not be able to post your questions, but I took note a few of the questions. And Nitika, I know some of these questions were answered during the discussion, but for those who probably missed the discussion, at least they'll be able to understand better. Okay, I have a few questions. First is that what is the step to starting a business without experience?
Yes, that's actually a very good question, and that's something that makes people hold back from doing what they want to do. So it's as simple. You can start a business when you're in college. It's good to have experience, but even if you don't have experience, what you need is a problem that you can solve, that you are passionate about solving. Okay, like I said, it starts with an idea. If you have an idea, just start working on it. Do a pilot testing with the minimum viable product. Like I said, do your market research, validate your idea, create a simple business plan, and just start executing. Okay, uh, don't strive for perfection at this stage. If you think your product works, that's good enough. Just take a leap of faith and move on, and remember that you are going to learn as you go. And remember also that every entrepreneur, no matter how successful, how big they are, they're also still learning, and you will also learn. Okay, so don't be afraid. Have an idea, validate it, and move forward.
All right, thank you. That's straightforward and easy to do, I guess. All right, thank you for that, Nitika. Another question is that how can I find a unique idea for my business?
Right. That's again something that a lot of people struggle with who really want to have a business but can't find idea. The key to this is good observation, Reno, I would say. You need to look for the gaps in the market, just talk to people, have conversations, listen to people's pain points. Okay, it's the pain points that are the needs, and then see is there anybody who is fulfilling that need. See what the trends are going on. Always capture on the essence of the time, the zeitgeist, as they say. Okay. Also remember that you don't need the a groundbreaking, the most innovative idea. No, the most successful businesses are built on simply providing a solution. That's it. It could be an existing solution or combining two to three solutions in just a better way. Maybe in one app, you're providing two, three solutions, so your app works better. It could simply be as simple as that. Improve the existing solutions. Don't try to devise or innovate new solutions. Don't force it on you. Okay, so look for gaps in the market. That's all.
All right, great. Thank you once again. I have a good question here as well. So, Um, what strategies can be used to identify gaps in the market for new ideas?
Okay, what strategy can be used to identify gaps? Okay, like I said, one is observation, second is market research, third is meet with a lot of like-minded business professionals. Okay, attend a lot of conferences. If you do these three, I can assure you that within a few months, you'll be able to see what the trends are. Okay. And also read business news, read economic news, see where, the world is heading. Have a broad sense of the macro environment of the world. And for sure, you will have some of the other ideas that you'll be able to execute. So observe, network, attend various business conferences, and meet like-minded professionals. Have conversations. These days we don't see people doing a lot of brainstorming. Yes, a lot of people interact on social media, but not real, brainstorming over a coffee, things like that. So do those things. Those are the sources of idea generation.
All right, great. Well, you've mentioned about fundings as well earlier, so I have a question related to that as well. So, for those who do not have a lot in terms of funds, what do you think is the best way to secure funding for a startup business as a beginner?
Right. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, of course, if you don't have personal saving, that shouldn't stop you from starting your business. Okay. If you have a good idea, that's gold. So believe in it. Keep trying in small ways to validate that idea. Once, if it's a product, you need to create that product. That's something you'll have to do somehow, even if it takes a little bit of time. Maybe do some freelance job. If you're still a student, you've not finished your studying, and you've not started working, you don't have enough money. I'm sure you have some skill that you can use to get some money to create a testing product. Do that. Maybe you can ask your family, friends, a group of, a bunch of people coming together, but you will have to do that minimum testing. Once you do that, you can use some crowdfunding platforms. You can Google some crowdfunding platforms, and of course we can also get in touch later for more help. There are investors that often support with pre-seed funding also. So there is seed funding, there is pre-seed funding, so you have to find that right person. And of course eventually comes pitching to venture capitalist, but for that you will need a good pitch. So if you have a good story, if you have a good product, it shouldn't be very difficult to convince somebody to invest in your business. But remember to start small. Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much once again for that. Now, there's a lot of people who would like to be an entrepreneur, but not everyone could also be successful. So, in your own opinion, what do you think are the skills that should they develop to become a successful entrepreneur in the future?
Right, that's a very good question, actually. And we've seen this around us. People have good products, people are doing what they can, but they lack certain soft skills, that sort of doesn't let them get the best out of them. So, developing good communication skills, it's extremely important. And by communication, of course, I mean language skills, but also good listening skills. Listen to your customer, listen to the vendors that you are communicating with. Manage your time very well. Don't waste any time. If you have any extra time, especially as a startup, you're spending a lot of time in just reaching out and reaching out. But take a break, do an online course, learn something new. And when you have extra time, just network. So if you only spend your time, other than of course trying to get new customers, if you spend your time in studying more, getting new skills, and doing introspection of what skills are you actually lacking. So that's the homework you have to do, that's the work you need to do for yourself, and you owe it to you to find out what skills are you lacking first of all. Then you move on to working on those skills. But generally, yes, good communication, being a good talker, being a problem solver, it will take you very far. Be a problem solver.
All right, that's very great. I love it. I love it. Even I want to be an entrepreneur now because of all of that. Thank you, Nitika. One last question I have here. Now, even all the efforts that we've done to be successful, we could not, foresee as well that we fail at some point. Now, for those who will fail in case, but hopefully not though, how do you think they should manage failure or setbacks in entrepreneurship?
Right. Well, yes, failure is going to be there. Let's accept it, and it's a part of life, isn't it? Even if you're working for another company, sometimes you don't perform very well in a project, but you don't really stop living, right? Even you could have personal setbacks, failures, but we move on. It's just the same way, okay? Think of failure as, like I said, that okay, I learned something new that this doesn't work. Okay, take that learning and just move on. And again, take a step back, see what went wrong, okay, and adapt your strategy. Think of this as a strategy gone wrong. Don't take it personally. Okay, what people do wrong is they take it personally that I failed myself and I did something bad. No, it was just a strategy you chose. It didn't work. Try another strategy. Be a little detached from it. So you will have to build that resilience and adaptability. That is a key trait of being an entrepreneur. And I must also say, we all have these skills, just that you need to have faith in yourself that you will be able to develop it further. That's all. Have faith in yourself.
All right, thank you. That's inspirational. So I hope everyone who are listening to to us right now will also be encouraged to start learning about business. So once again, my name is Reno. I'm part of the recruitment team of GBS Dubai. So allow me to go through the business programs we have so that everyone will have the opportunity as well to know our lecturer. So it's not just Nitika who is our business lecturer. We have a lot actually. We have a lot of experienced lecturer in business. So to give everyone an idea, we do have different programs, and we have level two international. I mean business program. Okay, international business diploma, and then we have a level three extended international business diploma, and we also have a higher national diploma in international business. That's level four and level five. So, for those who are interested to know more of this program, we conduct personal consultations to you so that we would be able to help you identify which among these programs would definitely help you achieve the skills that you need to learn business and to do business maybe in the future. We will guide you with the admissions process as well. And we do offer different programs, whether online or on campus. We have everything for you. All right. Now, we have posted our contact details as well as our email address in the chat box in case you would like to have a discussion with one of our counselors, and we can arrange that for you face to face if you are on in Dubai, or if not, you can also go through the virtual campus tour so that you'll be able to see our campus. Otherwise, we will arrange a call for you in case you would like to know more of the program. All right. So additionally, we do offer scholarship as well for early intakes for September, June, and in March. And you can get up to 25% scholarship. All right. And in case you are just around the area, I'm Reno. I'd be glad to meet you all in campus. Just look for me anytime. We are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on campus, and I'll be here to assist you. Once again, my name is Reno. I'll be here for you guys. All right? So thank you so much for your time. It's a wonderful time with you. I hope you learned a lot and hope to see you soon in the campus. Thank you, Nitika, as well, for the wonderful session.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right.